This landing page uses a really good offer and urgency to capture window replacement leads. And today I'm going to show you what a good offer looks like, how to add urgency authentically so you don't land in hot water, and the exact tool being used here to add this countdown clock right to your pages, and so much more. Now the best part, this can work for any industry, so pay really close attention to this one. Ready? Let's go. Welcome to the Lead Capture Blueprint, where I break down effective lead capture strategy and tactics that are working right now for others, essentially giving you a blueprint and ideas for ways to level up your lead capture game. Today we're covering a company called Window Nation. They've been around for over 15 years and they've installed over 1 million windows across over 100,000 homes. Now I don't know about you, but I think 1 million of anything is a lot. So it's safe to say that with a track record like that, Window Nation really knows how to capture and close leads. Now let's take a closer look at one aspect of their lead capture strategy that I find really interesting. It's how they structure their offer and use authentic urgency. And authentic is a key word, and I'll continue to come back to this throughout this video. What immediately stands out to me is how Window Nation has strategically positioned an offer with a countdown clock right next to their lead capture form. Now from a conversion perspective, this is brilliant, and here's why. First, let's start with the offer. They clearly know that to stand out in their competitive market, where competition is literally just one Google search away, that they have to pack a punch. No generic headlines here. They're going right for the jugular with a scroll stopping offer. Buy 2 windows, get 2 windows free when you schedule your appointment today. Now windows aren't cheap. If we just look at ChatGPT, you'll see that the average replacement window can cost between $300 to $800. So if the prospect is out there window shopping, they probably already have a sense just by looking at this offer that they'll save between $600 to $1,600. And Window Nation isn't stopping there. They're also tapping into the fear of missing out in a big way by adding urgency into the mix. Notice this huge countdown clock right next to the offer. Now you might be thinking, isn't the use of urgency a little bit gimmicky? And yes, sometimes urgency can be a bit of a gimmicky tactic, but when done right, it's extremely effective. Urgency works by tapping into the fear of missing out, FOMO as they call it, because when consumers feel like an offer is limited, they're just more likely to act. In fact, a 2017 study found that when participants were given a limited time to act on an offer, they experienced a heightened sense of urgency that led to quicker decisions and higher conversion rates. Now here's the thing, you might be wondering, is this urgency even real? And that's a really key question, because nothing is worse than using fake urgency. That, my friends, is when urgency becomes gimmicky, and that's when you can land yourself in legal trouble. Note to self, never ever use fake urgency. So let's take a closer look to try to figure out if this urgency is authentic or not. Just diving into their code, I can see that the countdown clock is built using a tool called IntelliWP.com. So if we go to IntelliWP.com site, you'll see that they offer a number of plugins, and here is the exact countdown clock that Window Nation is using. It's called the Evergreen Countdown Timer. Just taking a look at this page, I can see that the countdown is using cookie and IP-based tracking, meaning that the timer shows a consistent countdown for visitors regardless of when they return. So what does all this mean? Well, technically, 2 different visitors in 2 different locations should see a different countdown based on when they loaded the page. This creates a sense of personalized urgency for each visitor, encouraging them to act within a given time frame without being scammy or deceptive. So yes, this urgency checks out as being legitimate and authentic. Now here's the next big question. Obviously, I'm on a desktop device. How does this look on mobile? Well, let's check it out. Just looking on mobile, you can see that it is simple and clean with the offer, the urgency, and the form all kind of above the fold. Now, after digging into this offer, I also found myself wondering, is Window Nation using this offer all over their site? Is it a key part of their lead capture funnel? Or are they just using it on this landing page? Well, if we go to their homepage, here it is. You can see that this offer is right above the fold. There's no fluffy content, no distracting images of windows scrolling across the screen. It's just an offer and the form. It's the perfect example of cutting right to the chase and giving people what they want. And watch what happens when you try to leave. You're hit with an exit intent pop-up with, you guessed it, another offer. And if you click through to get your free quote, it takes you to the page with the offer restated and another form. Now let's go back to the main landing page and we'll submit this form. Now to my surprise, the form is pretty basic. It's just a few fields, and there are definitely some opportunities to optimize this lead capture form, maybe by turning it into an interactive multi-step form, or maybe they're even testing this, who really knows. But we'll just submit this form and see what happens. So I'll enter in some information here, and then I will put in a phone number, and then I'll enter my zip code and click get a free estimate. And as you can see, I've been directed to a thank you page where they're stating exactly what I can expect next. It's simple, but I love it. Okay, well now I'm probably going to have to deal with a ton of follow-up emails, texts, and phone calls. I can actually see my phone ringing right now. And as they come in, I'll drop some of them over in my free lead capture community. You can get to it by going to community.leadcapture.io. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.